All right, welcome to Essential Classes. My name is Asen, and I'm a founder of Essential AI. Now, Essential AI is a platform where I teach my skills. I used to teach SDET, automation engineering, and now I am teaching no code. I still have a different courses, but in this particular video series, I will be focusing on the no code development. So if you have not watched the first video, I highly recommend you to go and watch the very first video I recorded, because there I explained basically more in detail about what is no code development, what is code development, what are the differences and what kind of tools I will be using, so on and so forth. But in this video, I will be mostly focused about the demonstration, um, and most importantly, I will be showing you how to build an app in very short time, in with like literally in an hour, fully functional mobile app that is integrated with AI. That basically means that it has a highly valuable features and functionalities. And if you are not aware, if you are wondering if AI is coming for your job, no, AI is already here. AI is not coming, AI is here. So, and this video, I will demonstrate how it is here. And specifically, of course, I'll show it from the perspective of software development. But AI is actually doing a whole bunch of different things, not just only software development. So let's jump into it. First of all, I want to share my screen, and I want to show you the agenda, the program, what exactly we're going to be doing today. So the program for today is basically building an app. So let me quickly go to an actual app that I built so that I can demonstrate you, so that you can see what this app is about. And the exact same app I will show you how to do it in hopefully 1 hour. I'm targeting this video is gonna be 1 hour or less. So let's see. So I'm going to just log out. So this is a fully functional mobile app. Of course, I did it for the first time. Of course, I had to set up a whole bunch of different things. That's why it took about 2 hours for me. And again, like, don't mind for some design stuff, because we're not here for all this design and everything. I'm sure we can sit and do more work. So here you can basically create an account, but I'm not going to create in this example. I'll just jump into demonstration instead so that you can actually see it. So I just log in, and this app, again, about job interview preparation. The name, it says job interviewer. The app name is a job interviewer. So if I am preparing for the certain job, I already know the job description, and I have my own resume, so I can pass this to, and it is going to analyze and it's going to prepare me for this specific job. Because I used to run, I still run an kind of a coding educational platform, right? So one of the biggest challenge for me and for everyone who is in this industry is about preparing the candidates, preparing the students for the job. Because they go to market, they prepare for the jobs, and this is what I do. I always prepare them. They tell me, I ask the question, they say the answer, and then I basically give my feedback saying, hey, you can say this way, that way, but everything now with an AI. So let's jump into it. I need, what do I need here is I need two job descriptions, right? So I'm going to copy this job description, which is from the Netflix. It can be anything really. It's just a random job description that I got it, and then I just put it here for my own convenience. So I am going to paste here um, the job that I am targeting and my resume, and then I hit start. And this app is connected to OpenAI, and OpenAI is analyze this data, and then it's asking me the question, possible question, potential question. If I were to go to an actual interview. So, can you describe your experience with automating tests for streaming media applications or similar live content, and how you approached any challenges you faced in that area? So, what is going on here is basically asking me a real question, because based on the job description, the requirement for the qualification for this job for the Netflix, I'm sure this is from the Netflix. This is asking specifically about streaming media applications and the challenges. So I obviously don't have any experience. So I'll try here. Uh, yes, I have 7 years of experience in automation tests. I have a different technical experience using different technical skill set. However, I don't have specifically streaming experience, but I am willing to learn. I am open for learning, and I look forward working with you together on this. Yeah, again, this is just a test, and a lot of students, a lot of people who are preparing actually have kind of this kind of level. So this is a real information, real demonstration. So let's see. So the feedback here we got is your response indicates the willingness to learn and adapt in a positive way, and this and that. And here we have like consider these things highlighted relevant, like even if you don't have direct experience, mention this because you have all these experiences in your resume. Discuss the challenges because it knows the question already, because the question was asking me what kind of challenges you face. So I did not mention at all, but here it's telling me, pointing out, hey, the question was related to that as well. And in the end here it's saying that this would be an ideal answer based on your experience, and it's rating me 60 out of 100. So the score reflects your willingness to learn, blah blah. So the ideal revised answer would be, while I don't have direct experience automating tests specifically for streaming media applications, I have over 7 years of experience in automating tests across various domains, including e-commerce, financial services, in my previous role at Poshmark, and blah blah. So basically, this is giving me like what would be an ideal answer uh, for me as a candidate. So this is really useful, and you might be thinking, oh, okay, so this is like a OpenAI ChatGPT. Yes, but the difference is here you built your own app in like an hour, and if I spend maybe like 10 days, I can improve this. I can have whole bunch of job market related stuff, and I can come up with the legit real good app. I'm actually considering it anyways. But anyways, so this is a real functional and working app that is here. As you can see, I can log out here. I can create an account. Um, this time I say John, right? So gmail.com, tester123, tester123, and then sign up. Bam, hello John. And we can basically go from here. So this specific application we are going to build in this video. So let's go. So first of all, what I am going to do is I'm going to get rid of this project so that I can show you all from complete scratch. That's the reason why I said, if you're sitting on your computer, feel free to follow it, and I'm sure you can do it. But of course, I already have some accounts opened, but I'll just tell you, point it out. If you want to open an account and do it, please do it. So I'm just gonna let's go where we are now. Oh, here I'm going to do my presentation. Where is it? Okay, here. This is a program that we're gonna be doing. So the program for today is setting up the Flutter Flow. Flutter Flow is a no-code development tool which I used here in this program, in this project, and I will be using all the time. I'm creating a project, and in my previous video, I showed like a different layers of a software. It has to have a front end, it has to have a back end, it has to have like a database layer, and so on and so forth. So that's why we will be connecting this. We will be using Firebase from Google Firebase database. And then we're going to jump into Flutterflow and start building the pages, account creation, and app setup. And this is a website where you can go, and it's actually here. This is a Flutterflow. Flutterflow is really nice, really good, and really fast growing company actually, and has an amazing community. Because Flutterflow is not the only tool that is no code, and there are a bunch of others as well. But the way that I like the Flutterflow is it has a really good technology. It's a Google-backed technology, right? Based on the Flutter, and you can export your code. You will not get stuck at some point, like you grow your company and your app, and at some point you will not be just attached with this. You can just export your code even, so you can give it to some developers and grow it even higher if it comes to do it. And then what else? And I will be showing, let's see, BuildShip. BuildShip is another tool. This is also a no-code tool and low-code tool, but this is for the backend. The things that we don't see normally on the UI, but it works all the functionality-wise, and the most important part really is the backend. So that is what the BuildShip is gonna be used for in this example. And obviously AI has to be there, right? So as you know, we have a different AI libraries, but the most important and most popular one is an OpenAI at this point. It's cheap. There are some free ones as well, as you know. Facebook launched it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use the OpenAI because it's cheap anyways. It's like maybe cents. So so let's jump into it and let's see how it starts, right? So very first thing to do is you need to sign up if you want. Again, Flutterflow, and then this is my Flutterflow IDE. This is where I build the apps, and this is my actual app actually. And I'm just gonna create a new project here. So I'll just say project name is job preps. Create. Job preps is the name of my application, my new project. And it says set up a Firebase. All right, we can do that, I guess. We're just gonna click on it. And then we can create here, we can click on this, create a project. But here's the thing, because I have project is because I have the settings are already set up, I can go ahead and create right over here. But before that, I want to go ahead and show you an actual Firebase. Okay, this is a Firebase. Again, it's a Firebase, Google Firebase. You just need a Gmail account. If you want to open an account, you just need to connect to your Gmail, and then the UI will be like this. And most likely, you won't have the project yet, but for sure you can create more projects on there. So I'm just gonna click on this create project from here, and then I have to choose where I want my backend database and servers to be located. So this is really is like where are the users are gonna be from. So if you are building it from different places, you just need to choose the related Europe or some other location. But in this case, I'm gonna choose United States because I am in the United States. I'm gonna click on sign in, and it's gonna open it. You know what? Actually, it's not working anyway, so I'm just gonna close it and just skip it. So this is a new project. As you can see, we just opened it, right? So we have a new project that has a home page. and it's brand new here. Nothing is set up here. If you open it, yours is gonna look just like this as well. So what I am going to do now is I'm gonna go and create my Firebase project manually. So I have my Flutterflow project, which is this. And for the backend of this, which is like a database, all the information that I will be using, the users that I have to sign up and log in, all this stuff happens through the backend. So for that, I have to create here one project. So I'm gonna click on this create new project. I'll keep it consistent. Job preps. It's the same name. I hit next. You want to connect the Google Analytics? Yeah, sure. Go ahead and create the analytics as well. This was a previous one. Anyways, just create it. So this is going to create for us kind of a backend database and the authentication services. So let's wait for this. And once this is done, we just need to take this and connect to my front end side, which they need to be connected so that whenever I create something, users are there signing up on all this stuff so that they are working together. I click next. This is how the first one looks. Again, my plan is actually paid plan, but this doesn't really matter. It's a free. Almost like anything you want to do is just gonna be free, but there will be a certain things that are gonna be not covered in the free plan, and you can switch. But it's also cheap anyways. So what we're gonna do in this Firebase is we're gonna need what? Authentication. We're gonna need an authentication here. We just need to hit authentication. Authentication is essentially this is the user management. When the users sign up, you have to have all this information for the login later. And if you were to do this not manual, like a traditional way, you still can use a Firebase with the coding programming, but the Google is actually, yeah, doing a lot more job than just user management. Google is doing all this security of our data. They're gonna be dealing with my storages and all the media that I have, database and some cloud functions if I have some cloud functions, or the messaging. So whole bunch of products can be found in this Firebase. If you're technical, I'm sure you understand. If you're not technical, just think of it. There are a lot of challenges for the developers normally. So many challenges, but this Firebase platform allows us to do things smooth and easy. Okay, let me just say it like that. I click create. All right, and then here I need to choose what kind of login type I can do, like as you see, like Google, email, phone, all this stuff. But I'm just gonna go with the very simple email and password method of login. So this is how we're gonna do a login. All right, and then what else we need from here is we need a database. We need to click on this database, Firestore database. Again, database is the place where you store all your data, the information that belongs to your applications. If you want to understand a little bit more in details, you can watch this video here. It's really nice explanation, but I already know, so I'm just gonna click on it. And here we're gonna choose this. This is where we are located, and we hit next. And we can choose here for now the test mode. This is basically what it means is really the rules, okay, backend related stuff. So it's like who can touch to the certain data, like what kind of users can touch, what kind of operations they can do, like can they update it, can they remove it, can they create some new resources, and so on and so forth. I'm sure, if you study some IT, you will understand it's not so complicated. Here it's mostly automated as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and with the test mode and create. So what we have now is authentication we have and the database we have, but this is not connected. So I need to go and connect this database, the whole thing, to my Flutter flow. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is, let me see, let me check what else we have. Maybe I'm missing. Yeah, actually I need a storage as well, because storage is here. As you can see, it says store the retrieve user generated files, images, audio, and blah blah. In this particular example, in this project, we're gonna be needing this because we need profile. Yeah, actually no, we don't have a profile images, but we have an audio, so we will be using this. So we say again in a test mode, the same place, and go. So we have all this setup is ready almost. And then after this is done, we just need to get this project ID and then tell our Flutter flow, hey, this is my backend. This is my Firebase. Just connect it. And every time I'm doing some action, please work with this project. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay. So after everything is done, here on top, project overview, click on this thing, click on it, and get the project ID right here, copy, and then go to your project on Flutterflow. This Flutterflow interface is really nice as well. I mean, for the first time, if you are seeing this, it might look a little confusing, but here on this side here, we're gonna have all these pages, components, and the resources. Here is gonna be more details of it, and here this is gonna be our database management place. And here we can work with the APIs, which is for the backend, which you will also see in this video. But for me now is what's important is connecting this Firebase. So I'm gonna go to setting and then click on this Firebase over here. And then I'll just paste it and connect it. And it says Flutterflow needs access to this Firebase account because this is how the no-code development tools work actually. So I have to basically tell my project here, Firebase project, hey, there will be some, accounts who's gonna be doing action for this project, and let them do it. That's basically what we need to tell. Okay, so I'm gonna come to my setting and user and permissions and simply add a member and paste this Firebase guy. And then I'm gonna select the role of editor because editor is the entitlement that is needed. They need this role in order to make some changes. So I edit. So now my Flutter flow should have access. Connect. See, it is connected now. So after connecting this, we need to do a little bit more things, okay? A little bit more stuff. So what are those little bit more stuff is, I need to click on this Firebase setup again, and then click next. What I'm trying to tell here is I'm gonna say, hey, Firebase, please enable the authentication because this project will allow the user logins. And then I'm gonna say create a user collection, means that there is gonna be something called collection. Collection means it's like a database table, some information, some collection where I'm gonna be storing some documents, storing some information. Okay, in this case, at the moment, I only need the users because obviously there will be a bunch of users for my app. That's why I'm just uh, checking this too. And after checking this too, Flutterflow is smart enough to understand, okay, so you're trying to have some users to your app. And when they come, when your app opens, where is the login located? Choose it. That's what they are saying here. So I'm going to say click. Since I don't have any login pages, since I don't have anything yet, I have to create a page where when a user opens it, they need to land on some certain page so that they can log in. So the beauty of this Flutter flow is they already know what kind of normal processes, what kind of normal flows that developers normally have, like logging in, signing up for the app. I forgot my password. Go to your profile, update it. All these things are already known stuff. I mean, it's people have been using this years and years. So that's why Flutterflow also created templates, so I don't have to create from completely scratch. I can modify any of those things anyways. So I'm just gonna choose this specific template. It doesn't matter which one you like it, you can choose. If you don't like any of this, you can create your own from completely scratch as well. But in this case, I don't want to spend time on doing all these things. That's why I'm just gonna go ahead and choose this. And I'll just say this is gonna be my login page. Okay. And naming convention, I don't know, like this is how I do it. Login page. That's it. So I have a page. I'm saying, okay, this is gonna be where the login page is. And this one is logged in page. So meaning that after the user logs in, where do you want me to take them? That's what it is asking. So I don't have other pages too. So I'm just gonna create. So again, like we can choose any of this here, like, but I'll just create from scratch. Okay, I'll just say from scratch, new page. This is obviously homepage, right? Because that's where they're gonna be landing. Yeah, so we have it. Now we can just hit start creating. And after doing this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna generate a config files. Config files is basically some configurations that Flutterflow needs. And based on these configurations, they make this communication between each other. Okay. So my Firebase and the Flutterflow, they will be basically communicating. That's why I'm just gonna do the automatically generate this config files so that we don't have any problem. Okay, cool. And then last but not least, we're just going to I think deploy this. Yeah, I think we can deploy this from here as well. So this is basically the rules. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like who can do what user can do what, this kind of stuff. So these are just part of the whole setup. So bear with me. This is just very finishing right now. So um, and if you are wondering, like, oh my God, this is already starting being complicated, oh, blah, blah. No, like, I don't even understand fully what the hell is going on, like, deep inside. These are just the setups that you have to go through when you open the new project. And once you open a new project, you don't have to deal with these things anymore. You don't have to connect this back end to the front end, do these configurations, this and that. But since this project is new, of course, we have to do this. So now that we are good with the setup, we are here. Now we have a brand new page that we have for the login, and we have a sign up here as well. So it's really nice here. And I have 2 pages here. As you know, this homepage I created from scratch. That's why there is nothing in it. So I'm just gonna empty this. Um, this is where the logged in user will basically land. So I will be basically putting here, and let me show this one here actually. If you click on this Firestore, uh, you remember when we were setting up, we said, okay, you can go ahead and create one collection called users. So this is what the users actually mean. So we created users collection right here. I mean, automatically it's generated, but you can create one more here as well, like, I don't know, students, and then it's gonna look like this. And whatever the information that belongs to the students, you can just keep, adding here the information, student name, blah, blah. But in this example, we're not gonna need anything except for the user. I believe that's why I'm just showing you here. So users, we have email. These are all automatically generated because Flutterflow already knows what kind of information is needed for the user. So email, display name, profile, image, and the ID, created time, phone number. You can add if you want more information here, but at this point, this is more than enough. I don't even need all this profile. What is it? Profile ID. I will let it be there. It's not a problem. Um, Oh, okay. So it looks like we might need this photo ID. Maybe this is connected to, I don't know, some configuration because I was automatically using this auto-generated. So yeah, let's see. Anyway, so we're gonna come here and we'll say, first of all, we're going to little bit do some customization. So the name of our application is job preparation, right? So I click on this brand AI. This is the name of the application. I don't like it. I'm gonna do alignment, put it in the middle, and I'm gonna put here my own product name, which is interview reps. And down here, I can choose uh, the different fonts, different, make it a little bit better. And then here, sign up and sign in. And actually here, I'm gonna remove this because we did not choose these login methods. So we don't need any of these things. We only can sign up at the moment using the email and the password only. And also, this template is giving us email, password, and the confirm the password. But I want to duplicate this email and I want to have a display name as well because I want the users to enter their name as well when they are signing up. So I'm just gonna come here on the left, just duplicate this, and I'm gonna give a different name for this as a display name, right? And obviously I will be putting here not email. Instead of email, we will just say name for the label. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So when the users are signing up, they just have to give the name, email, password, and confirm. And once they hit this, it needs to authenticate and sign up. And the next time they come, they can log in. So let me put here one divider. I don't like the way that it looks. I'm just gonna put here one divider, make it 2, and make this different color. Give indent. Yeah, it's one ugly looking page at the moment, but it's totally fine. That's not the focus. Focus is the functionality and all the beautiful things. We can still do it, but we just need to spend some time. But right now we're running out of time. That's why we're gonna rush. So what we want here is we need to connect now all the functionalities behind the scene, right? So they're gonna come, and obviously they don't have any account first, so they're just gonna come here, click on it, and say name this. So and then they hit this create account. So the moment they hit create account, on this right side, the second tab is about actions. What do you want for this specific button action? So I open it, and because I took it from the template, it's already there saying that it's create, but it's very straightforward. You just need to choose here like authentication. If you type authentication, it already gives us the authentication here, create account. Excuse me. So as you can see, this is already authentication, authorizing these users. So it's gonna ask for the email, and then email field. Email field is going to be this email address. Hold on, email field. Okay. And then password, confirm password. So three things it asks normally. So it's going to ask obviously email address, and then it's going to ask us the password, and then confirm the password, and then hit. Okay, so that's why we're going to choose here the it already shows us email address create, email address. Why is it showing email address create one more time? Let me check. The name, password control. Okay, so this one apparently is not the one that we are looking for. The one that we are looking for is email address create. This is the one that we are looking for. So because I duplicated, I copy pasted, that's why it's showing up on there as well. So I'm just gonna open this and say email address is this particular one. Hold on. We see display. So we will see right now, okay? And then after the sign up, we can here set some more information as well for that specific user. So I'm just gonna choose this display name, because I have a display name as well. I have a name that is entered by the user. So I can set that name that is entered by the user and then basically assign it to this display name. So I'm going to say from the variables and then choose it from the widget. These fields that you are seeing behind, they are called widgets. So I'm just going to choose a widget called display name. Here we go, display name. So when the user enters some information here, I'm going to take it and assign it there as well. And about this sign up, I think we are done. Sign in, we get in here, and we're just going to do email and the password. So we're going to check the action of this button. We go here again, open it, and check email and email address and password. So yeah, this is good here because again, this was a template. So what we're gonna do now is we go to homepage, and then on homepage, we're going to say one text that's gonna be in the middle, maybe a little bit down here, alignment, padding, and then this is gonna be, I don't know, maybe 27. And we say here interviewer. All right, and then this is, by the way, on the left side, it's called a column. Column is basically it's gonna take the elements from top to bottom. there are a bunch of different elements, different widgets you can use. There are rows. You can put the elements in this way, list, and different types. So in this case, I'm just gonna put here interviewer, and then after interviewer, I'll just put maybe again a line, because I want you to separate this 12. All right. And then I want to say the user welcome. User welcome. I'll say 12 and then put here maybe a little bit padding as well. And instead of this hello world, I will click on this thing and I'll say I want to combine the text. So I'll say welcome and then the name of that user. So if you click on this thing, you're gonna see authenticated user. That means that the user who's logged in. So I'm gonna choose the display name and I'll put exclamation in the end to make it excited. So it should say welcome, whatever the name, and exclamation. So yeah, I think we are pretty much good with signing up and login and landing on this page at the moment. So, but we're gonna check it right now. I don't know why I opened my email. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let me check, because this was from the different project. So I believe we need to refresh this and then basically push this. Okay, so we have an iPhone 15. This is a simulator. So this IDE needs some configuration for the simulator. If you're using just a web, then you don't need to do anything. You just need to hit the test and it's gonna run it on the web. Okay, so but I am running it on the local, so that's why I have it here, simulator. So I'm gonna hit this test. So this is gonna take maybe 1 minute, about 1 minute, because it's basically building these packages and then making it available to run and ready to go. So I am going to explain you a little bit and kind of give you kind of a background what is going on right now. So what we did so far is we created an account basically from Flutterflow, no code development. And then we also created account on the Firebase, which is a Google Firebase. That is for the backend database related stuff. And this is for the front end and full web, no code development tool. And then we created projects for both of them. And then we connected these two things. And then once we connected, now we have a fully working IDE, like a program interface, where I can just choose the templates for the login, sign up, authorization, manage the database information, user information, and so on and so forth. Why? Because it is connected to Firebase. So because they are connected, I can fully do all the actions that I want. So this is what happened so far. But this Flutter Flow actually handles all the backend itself as well. So Flutter Flow and BuildShip, they are completely two different companies. However, Flutter Flow, the BuildShip, the other tool that we're gonna be using for the backend specifically, is uh, they focus only for the backend. That's why it's a little bit more powerful and it has more stuff for the backend. That's why we will not be using the backend of the Flutterflow default backend. We will be using a different. So as you can see here, we are already here on this page where we can sign up and sign in. Hopefully it's all connected, but we'll see. I kind of have a little bit concerns on this name. So I'm going to say sn at gmail.com, and then I'll say tester123. See? Okay. Now let's type like this. Tester123. And then I'll say tester123. Okay. And then create account. An email address must be provided. Where is the email address? Oh, here. So looks like when I say duplicate, it actually took the wrong email. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to login page again, go to sign up, and then check on this create account. So the action for this create account, we said that email is this email address, but looks like this is not the one, but the email address create, probably this one. So I'm just going to change this. I changed it. This is good because this is a great start when we have issues, and I just reload it. It's so good. And then it's just going to refresh this page, and hopefully it's going to allow us to sign up. Things are all organized in one place. And for the first time, if you are here and trying, it might look a little bit of confusing, but this is actually really well organized. Okay. Okay, so I think, did it just reload? Okay, it did. All right, it says welcome SN. So as you can see, it logged in, meaning that we have one user right now. So we can check. I just want to ask you, right? So what kind of backend and the database that we have? That is a Firebase. So we can check that information on our Firebase as well. So this is our Firebase. And if you go to Firebase database here, you will see users. And as you can see, there is one user created. That is SN, and with this email and the ID. So what I'm trying to say is they're all connected, and it's so nice. At the moment, it should work just fine. But I cannot log out from here, so I'm gonna add a button where I can log out. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this because that. All right. So what I want to do for this homepage is I want to put a button somewhere here. Okay, I'm just gonna click on this. Right on this column, you can click on this plus that basically adds a widget into this inside this column. So I have a 1, 2, 3. So I have a 3 elements right now, widgets, right? And they are like this way because they are all inside the column. So I'm going to click here and say icon because I need an icon, but I don't need it here. I'm gonna need it on top here, and I'll just move this thing to the right and give some padding, and then I'll come down here and change it to exit. Yes, that looks about right. And I want this button to be log out. What I can do is I'm just gonna select it, go to the second tab again. This is where the actions happen. Click open, add action, and I'm just gonna type here log out. Yeah, that's it. And this is it. This is what the logout is. Okay, so hopefully this button is gonna now work with the logout. All right. So next, the plan is we logged in. Now we need to ask for 2 pieces of data. First is the job description, 2, resume, and then I need a button that says hit start, and then I'm gonna get this two information and then pass it to the AI to analyze it and then give us all these questions, and we say we answer to the question, and then it takes it again, it analyzes. So let's go. I think we need to do a little bit faster because I'm trying to just teach, because that's what the problem of teachers, we just want to keep teaching. So I'm going to say here text. Okay, this is a text field, and I am going to build this text field. First of all, a little bit, I'm going to come down here and change the type to outline, border radius to be more like this, and then border to be more like this. And then I want not one line, I want like 5 lines, maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 lines. Okay, that's good. And then I want to change the label. It says label, so here it's gonna be job description. Okay, and then we can give a hint, paste job description here. Okay, this looks okay to me. Yeah, so I'm going to just give a little bit, maybe 15, and make this one as well 15, make it just a little bit bigger, and it's okay. And then I'll give a name for this widget. I'll say it JD, which stands for job description, right? So, and then I'll just right click and duplicate it. And this one is gonna be resume. And the label as well will be resume. And then hint can be paste your resume here. Again, I'm just working with the text. It could be just file upload here as well, but I don't want to do all this stuff right now. I just want to go straight forward. And then come here and add one more, which is a button. I want to give a little bit more spacing here. And then I want to say here, start taking interview. Start preparation. All right. Cool. So this looks okay to me. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna paste the job description here. I'm gonna put my resume here, and then after putting them, I am going to click on it. That basically takes us to the next page, where the next page has a little bit more action, like I explained, right? So let's go. But before that, should I check it? I don't need to check it. I think it works just fine. And I need one more page, which is basically taking all these interviews, right? So I'm gonna click on this here. I'm gonna create a new page, and then say interview page. Okay, so interview page. So I don't need this one right here, and I'll just say one more time. Maybe make this one in the middle and make it a little bit bigger, maybe 21, and say here good luck. All right, and then I want to have and then I want to have one container, and this container actually going to be wide open, and then extend it like fully, because this is where the answers and the feedback, everything is gonna be. And then in the end, I will be having, yeah, just like this, I will be having a row, In this row, I will be having icons. Icons where I basically say, I'm gonna make this one centered. Where I basically say, hey, start recording, stop recording, and all these actions behind this button. So 31, I think this is okay. I'm gonna make this one record, stop recording, start recording. I actually, it's not a problem. Start recording maybe, because that's just one. Okay, I don't really like just this, but it's okay. That's not the big problem. So just think of this as a recorder, right? Actually, I can just wrap this with the container again, and this container will be some color like this that might have some radius, and then this might have a padding like this. Yeah, this looks better now. And we can just duplicate this, and the second one obviously will not be about recording. This is about stopping, so I'll just change the icons, and then I can give here some spacing. It's not gonna be any problem because only one of them will be shown. So what we have here is click recording, hit this to stop. And then obviously behind this, there will be actions, okay? So, and the next one is, I want to put here actually loading. I don't want to show, I'm just gonna put here just text that basically says analyzing, because when we hit this container, I want to see this text only, meaning that this is some kind of a signal for us. So I think we are getting very close. Now what we need to do is, inside this container, we need to put something scrollable, something that's basically elements can go from top to bottom, because that's where the messages are going to be. So for that, we're going to have a column, and this column also going to be scrollable because we might have a lot of text that we need to be able to scroll it. Okay, so we are good to go here. Now, what we're gonna do is more little bit complicated stuff. Maybe for someone who doesn't know what's going on, it's gonna be complicated, but in reality, it's not so complicated. The idea is, when we come here, we need to see the question here, and then we answer, and then after we answer it, we need to have another message. So basically, the AI response will be right here, and it's not going to be just one, it will be multiple. That's the reason why we need this column, so that it can be like more, because it's going to keep asking the questions, right? So what we're going to do at this point is, actually, I think I am going to stop before we jump into backend stuff, because I think the video is already long, and I want to split this into two parts. The first part will be just a setup and all this UI stuff, and then the second part I want to continue with the build ship, the database related stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with this. And now we have that this designs, and we already have a fully functional app that we can sign up and log in, but we didn't check that part. I quickly want to check that part as well. So I am going to restart this app and see how our app is working, because we already did some changes and we don't know. Okay, so we have this button which is supposed to log us out. I'm gonna click on it, so it's logged out. So we're gonna check the login part, right? So it's sn@gmail.com and tester 123. Boom, nice. So we have a login and we have a job description, we have a resume. If I pass this into information and start preparation, it should take us to the next page where the actual interaction will happen. So let's move on. What we're gonna do now is I'm going to build inside this column um, just one text, because that's where the text is gonna be. We will get some text, and that specific text will be a response from the AI. So this text is gonna be maybe 16. All right, and yeah, that's it. I don't want to complicate it. It's just gonna be just text, text, text. Okay, and actually, I want to make it. Yeah, it's okay. So there's one thing, okay? So this text, this particular text is going to be coming from some place, which is obviously from AI. But when it comes here, it's not gonna be just one single. It will be multiple, like it will ask, and then I answer, and then it's gonna analyze, and then one more, and then maybe it's gonna ask another one, and then I do it again. So this is like a chat. Okay, as you know, the chat is like you can scroll it and keep reading and reading. So that kind of stuff we do in Flutterflow in this way. We click on this column, and then we go to here, and then we generate the children from a certain place. We can do this from, we can query from the database, or we can do it from the local list. It has to be a list because obviously this is gonna be a list. So in this case, we don't need from anything from the database, but we can build our logic inside our this page. So this page, at the page level, you click on this one, and then I'm gonna come to here where the state management is. This is where the kind of like a variables are. So I'm gonna create here some container, kind of container where it will be storing a list of messages, and that inside this list, I wanna keep storing my messages that are coming from the AI. So I'm gonna say here just the messages. And the data type is gonna be a string, which is basically means just a text. And that's it. Oh, actually, it's gonna be a list, just like this. Messages is a list of string. So a bunch of text will be inside these messages. All right. So now what it does is it allows us to generate it from that message. Okay, so what we're gonna say here is each message, and then we want to generate it from the state page state of these messages, and then map the list items. Hit, and then it says, hey, look, we're about to generate all these messages as a list, and I say okay, and here it is. So if there is anything inside this list now, it will basically show up here. If there is none, then it obviously there will be nothing. Okay, so what I am gonna do is I am going to map this hello world from that specific each message. So when I hit this, it already shows me here because it already knows that we are trying to generate from that specific list. So I map it here. So at this point, if there is anything inside this list, it's gonna keep showing on this line by line, okay? I mean, like a list. So we are good here, and we are not good here. we need to do some action, some stuff here. Obviously, we need to record and this and that. But before that, our target is to get our first question. Based on the data, we need to get our first question, because the question is, question gets generated by AI, and AI needs some information. That information is basically is our job description and resume. What else? Yeah, job description and resume only for the beginning. And for the second round, where I already answered it, we're gonna need more information like job description, resume, my answer, and the question as well, so that it can analyze all this data together. So, but for the first one, I just need this two. Okay. So that's the reason we are going to have inside this interview page, we're gonna need parameters. There's something called parameters. Basically, the parameter is what kind of information do you need if this page were to open. Okay, so if somebody is coming to this page, they must bring their job description and their resume together, because if they don't, obviously this page doesn't know what to do. That's why we're gonna need JD, which is job description, and it's gonna come as a string, and it's required. You can make it not required, but in this case we want it to be required, because without it we don't want to work, right? And then we need resume, and also this is a string, meaning basically it's just a text, and confirm. So now if anyone wants to come to this page, they better bring their items with it. So just to show you that, I want to put an action where this action basically takes us to this interview page. So I click on it, and then it needs to go to interview page, and you will see that it's going to ask that two piece of information. So I'm going to go to actions and click add action, and then I'll say go to interview page. So navigate to interview page. See, as you can see, it's already a red, because it knows that we have to pass something. So I'm gonna pass this. So we need to pass JD, job description. So I'm gonna give a value for that. The good thing is we have it, because the user already passed this information. So it's gonna be inside the widget state, because as you know, all these elements are called widget. So as you can see, we have two data, two value. One is a job description, another one is a resume. So click on this JD, and the resume is the same, straightforward. It's just gonna be resume, and we are good to go. So we just whenever we click on this button, it basically collects this information, that information, and then it passes as a parameter. So now inside this interview page, we can use these two pieces of information, and whatever we want to do it, we can do it. Okay. So what do we want to do though? That's the question, right? So what do we want is, we want to get this two data, and then we want to pass this two data to the AI, because AI needs to generate some question for us. So to do that, you have to have OpenAI account. OpenAI is a ChatGPT. But as you know, normally people use a ChatGPT like, hey, just go to ChatGPT and ask, hey, whatever. No, we use the ChatGPT from now on like a developers. Our program will be using them, not us. So for that, you have to have something called developer account. So you can just go to Google and say OpenAI developer account, and you can just click on it and basically open your account, and it's gonna give you key where basically you have to connect your card, because they charge. It's cheap, but they still charge. So you need a key, and then once you get that, you will be able to basically use that services, OpenAI services, using your own project. Basically, your application can use it. So I'll demonstrate that. So now what we need is we need a backend system. In my first video, I explained you we have a front end, we have a back end, we have a database. So now we have a front end and we have a database, but we don't have this backend. So this is the time for the backend. So front-end developers need the backend services. That's what I was saying over and over. So now this is the time I need the backend services. So how do I do it? So in the Flutter flow, inside this project, this three thing called, this icon basically, this is where the backend services are located. So I can create here one API call. It doesn't matter. It's called the API call. It's basically a service. Okay, I need to send a request saying, hey, these two, I have a job description, I have a resume. Take this two and then analyze it, and based on this, give me some question. That's that kind of service I need. Okay, so that kind of service, who's gonna build it? It's a backend developer is gonna build it. But in this case, we are the backend developer, okay? So we're gonna go to build ship platform. So this is a build ship. Again, you have to create here account. It's free, but if you want some crazy stuff, it's, you have to pay. Again, that's cheap, like $25, $50, and like, yeah, basically here's the plan. You want some crazy stuff, you can pay higher, but you can still use it free. That's totally fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly show you some of my services here, because I can still build it. This is not so crazy stuff because this is a no code development. It is, I'm not writing any code here. I'm just like saying, hey, I want this kind of service. I need to connect to the OpenAI, and these are the things. So I'm just gonna open this question assistant. So I created interview assistant and feedback. So I need two services right now, because first I need a service that can ask me a question, and then after that I'm gonna be answering, and then based on this answer, I need another service that's called a feedback. I named it the feedback, and that feedback is gonna be another service that basically analyzes and gives me another analyzed answer. So two services in this case, right? So first one is the interview assistant. Again, it's not so complicated. This is all you need, actually. It's so funny how easy it became. But what you do here is just gonna do like click on it, and you're just gonna give a name saying, prep question or whatever you want to call it. You click on it and it's gonna open like this, and you will say add trigger. Add trigger means, create, basically. Let it be the same like this, and then click on add trigger, and you can give here, this is called endpoint. So this is like a specific service ID. Basically, this ID will be used by the service, by the Flutter flow where you are calling it. So here you can just give your unique name saying, prep, or you can just say, yeah, okay, prep question. And then this is gonna be a method type. You can learn it, but I'm not gonna explain it right now here. So basically, what I need is I need to add here edit, and then come here to requests, and then to the body I have to add two information. First one is job description, because this is the data that needs to come from the requester. Whoever is requesting, they must pass, again, it's like a parameter, they must pass two pieces of information. Otherwise, like, how do you think this AI is gonna work, right? They have to pass two pieces of information so that it can work properly. And The second one is the same thing, is just gonna be what? Resume, right? And just resume, the label, it's fine. Okay, and then save. So this API service is gonna now need two things: job description and the resume. And then after this, what is gonna happen? After this, you can just click on this thing, and this build ship actually built like a whole bunch of services. It's crazy, and these are not the limited services. If the service that doesn't belong, it's not here, you can just uh, click on this generate and just basically say to AI, hey, I need this kind of this service, and then it will write a code for you. And it's just mind-blowing. But in my case, I don't need that. I already know that I'm gonna be needing OpenAI uh, service, AI service, so that it's right here. So I can just click on it, and it says, give me your API key. This is the API key that I was saying. Because I already have an API key in my account, I'm just gonna click on the secrets, and I'll just choose my OpenAI. But this key, you can get it from your OpenAI platform, like account. You have to open an account there. And then here we're gonna give a system prompt, like basically instruction, what this AI is about. So you got the idea. So I'm not gonna continue with this. I'm just gonna show you. Okay, interview assistant. So what I did here is I said, to the instruction, you are an interviewer assistant. Your job is to analyze the job description and resume that is passed by the user, and you have to ask the interview question. Make it professional, mainly for American market. No extra sentences, just one question based on the data. Okay, straightforward. Again, like this can be changed. This can be like crazy instructions, but for the sake of the simplicity, this is what we're gonna do. And then it's gonna ask you, okay, what uh, where is the data? And then it's here. So I'm just gonna click on it and show you. Here I'm just passing job description is the job description that is coming from the request parameter, and the resume is again the same resume that I am passing. So basically I am pointing um, to this request data. Okay, that ID, I'm just gonna remove this. Okay, so after this, hopefully this AI will read this two data, analyze it, and then it's gonna ask one question based on this information. So this after everything is done, this one is new, right? After everything is done, only thing that takes from your side is just click on this ship. That's it. And then it will basically push this service to this build ship's own cloud service infrastructure, and then it makes it available for anyone to use it. Basically, it's just crazy, because if you understand the software development, if you understand how the applications are built, building a web service, building API service like this, doing some logic, and then pushing this to the cloud server, making it available, all these things is really pain. Okay, it's not, I mean, maybe some people find it easy, but it's not so easy stuff. It's like a days of work. So what we have is I already have both of them. So this one is gonna be asking question, and the same thing, I'm just going to show you to here, because I'm not going to go over all this in detail over again. And this feedback is going to be about the same thing. Basically, the instruction will be this different only. And in this instruction, I am basically saying, hey, you are an interview assistant. Okay. The user will be passing you a job description, resume, and the user answer and the question. So based on all this information, you have to validate the answer, and then give a feedback professionally. Also give how it would be better to answer. Keep the length flexible based on the question. In the end, rate it from 1 to 100. This is it. This is the very straightforward instruction. Actually, I could sit more and like make it even more better, but this is it. This is what the AI is about. It's intelligent enough to figure things out. So I have these two, both of them is connected. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go back to front end side, which is Flutter Flow, right? And then I need to register these services here so that I can use it. So what I'm gonna do is interview assistant. I will click on this chip, and then this is the ID basically. It's called the endpoint. I click on it and copy it and come here and say click add add an API call, and I'll just give a name, rep question, right? And the method type, it must match basically, okay? Because this is a post and this one is also post. It has to be same. And then what we need most important from here is the most important one is what to pass here. So what do I have to pass here is I need to pass job description and the resume. So I'm gonna click here on the body. I'll say JSON because JSON is how the bodies are passed. And I'll say job description. And I'll say empty for now, and then I have resume. Yeah, this is basically what the structure is, okay? And then instead of typing here, I am gonna get a variable for that. So I'll say JD job description, because I will not be typing here. I will be getting it from the actual user. When users pass all this information, I need to somehow get them and then like connect it through this. Okay, that's why I am getting this JD. I'm just gonna pass this. Take whatever came for the JD. That's what I'm basically saying here. I'm basically saying whatever came for the JD, pass it through this job description. Whatever came for the resume, pass it through this resume. And then I check it, it's working fine. I click it. And then this two piece of information goes to my, here to this service. And then based on these instructions, it will, process it. And then it returns it, the generated text. Here one more actually note called the return, and then it's basically returning back to whoever requesting, which is basically a question. And then what we need to do now is we can check it here as well, but I'm not checking it here. I want to go to my page right here and then right away start working on it. Okay, what I want to do is I want to come to this page level, go to this second again tab, which is actions. I want to take that action. With the moment they come to this page, I want to send this job description and resume to this backend so that it can process and get me the answer. I mean question. And then I want to show this question to the user right away. So what do I do? On the page load, I want to click on the add button, and then and then this add button, I am going to call API call, just like this, API call. And the name of the API, there's only one API, which we just registered, right? Prep question. I select it. It's gonna say pass two pieces of information, which is JD, and the other one is resume. I'll say JD, please take the one that came from the parameter, because you remember this page, it requires two pieces of information. And that two pieces of information, I'm just passing it through. And then by doing this, it is gonna go, this two pieces of information go to that service. And this one is gonna go, and after if it gets successful hit, and we are going to get a successful question. So the question that we get back, what I want to do is I want to create one more right here. I want to create one more variable, like a container, to hold the question called current question. The reason I want to do this is because I will be needing this question in the next services as well. That's why I need it. I don't want to lose it. That's why I am just storing it inside this page so that I can, use it later. And now I go back to the same place. And then here I have to do two things here. First, I need to get this question and then add it to my messages. Because if I add the messages, you remember it's going to show in our messaging part. And then the same thing, I need to pass to assign to that container so that I can store it into the current question. So first, I will be click on this and come to state management, update page state, click here and messages. I am going to add a message here. So add to list and click here. I am basically calling to this service result, which is action output. I select it and I'm just going to say, get me the raw data. That's it. So this is gonna now add the result, the question, which is the question, to the messages. Next, the same thing I will be adding to the current question. The reason is because I want to store it for the next service. If I don't, I might lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. I can still call it from here, but it's gonna be easy for me. So get me the raw text data. That's it. Hopefully at this point we're gonna be getting the question based on our data. Okay, and the only thing will be left for us is one more step, which is our answer connecting to the audio, and then one more AI service which is called file AI, which will basically transcribe our audio to the text. So but before we jump into that, let's check this one if everything is okay or not, because we did a lot of stuff here right now, so I'm going to test it. I'm gonna run this, restart, and let's see. Hopefully this is gonna work, because if it doesn't, then we have to dig into and check what is going on there. All right, so what we have here is, it says API call extends equitable, blah blah, some issues happening here. And I just need to quickly check the error logs, what went exactly wrong. And I will try to understand it, right? We'll try to understand. Okay, so this one is about file name. Okay, so this one is about the our service right here. So we're going to check it here. All right, let me check software engineer, and then resume is marketing. Let's hit this if it's working or not. Could you explain the marketing experience and contributing to software engineering role? Okay, so this our service is working fine. Our service is working pretty good, because We gave this is a job description about software, but I am a marketing. Um, and in some cases, this application actually does some like wrong things. I don't know, for some reason it doesn't compile because we added a lot of stuff. That could be another reason as well. But what we're gonna do right now is quickly check these warnings. Okay. Yeah, the problem is we did not deploy this services. So I'm going to do some configuration for that. Hopefully this is gonna solve our problem. Let's see. Anyone can create um, authentication users and authentication and no one. That's it. Deploy now. All right. And could that be an issue? Yep. And we're going to deploy this one as well. So these are rules, and these are just part of the um, configurations. And but the problem seems to be not that one, but this is gonna be about API related. Not quite sure. So this is another bad part of the no-code development. I mean, it definitely gives a good detailed logs what could be the problem, but it's not so easy to find. File name. Okay, so this is going to be a bit time consuming. I'm just going to do quick flow. And make some changes. It's at the code level, but the problem I am guessing is just over here. Oh, I did not save this. I don't understand why I didn't save this. Looks like I created this API service, but I did not save it for some reason. That's so weird from my side. Yeah, like simple errors, simple issues might happen. No, it is not. Okay, so let me quickly check. It's not a variable, it's a resume. Both of them are, and this is okay. And then we come here, current question, and there as well. Right. I'm gonna try one more thing, which is basically stopping this app and rebuild it, because that's sometimes it happens from that as well. So I'm going to run it again. So we'll try this one time. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then I am going to fix it, and then I will post the parts, second part. So let's just pray. There's nothing else we can do about it. At this point, we just pray. All right, so the reason I am just running it again is because I don't see anything wrong at the moment. It's not something that I am not familiar. It's basically the same thing that I've been doing, and this is the problem of sometimes just a caching or something related stuff. So I'm just have to close it and rerun it again, and it should just work fine. So did this thing actually restarted or not? I'm gonna get this. I think it might actually. Just trying to keep it on this side. So we have one last step again, which is our audio needs to go as a data, get as a text, and then basically that should be it. That should be it. And let's go. Come, tester 1, 2, 3, login. Okay, cool, great. It actually worked fine. All right, I'm very happy because we cannot afford to sit here and do all bunch of stuff. So I'm going to put here one icon that basically takes us back. Okay, and this button here is gonna be 31, and it simply takes us back. The reason is right now I cannot get back. That's the problem. Okay, so we have a back button. Okay, so cool. I need to pass here job description and the resume and then hit this and it should work. I mean, again, like we didn't pass anything, it still worked, but actually you can you can do some conditions and it will work fine. But anyways, so this is my resume. I'm gonna pass my resume here, and then I am going to pass what? Yeah, this Netflix job description here. Okay, so job description is here, my resume is here, and then send this. Can you describe your experience with automation tests for live streaming applications or similar environment? Great, amazing. So this is what we wanted, right? We now have a question ready, and what we need to do is just simply connect this audio part. And after the connecting this audio part, it will be just done. That will be just basically like one full interviewer application. So now what we're gonna do is the most fun part. First of all, I don't want to show all of them here right now. What I want to do is I want to show this whenever it's not recording, and I want to show this one when it's recording, and I want to show this one when it's basically analyzing. So there's gonna be some conditions. So I'm going to go to page level, come to here again, one container. It's called recording, and I'm gonna name this as a boolean. Boolean is basically like true or false, true or false value. I will be using this container name, variable name, in order to show which button is right now active or not. And one more, I'm gonna do loading, and the same thing is gonna be a loading boolean. It's gonna be false in the beginning. And each of these buttons, I am going to, let me see. Okay, they're fine. I'm gonna do this button. I want this to be seen, shown, like here, condition, visibility condition. I want it to be multiple. The first condition is, what button is that? Okay, it's a record button. So I want that to be shown, visible, when it is not recording, right? So not recording, and when it's not loading, meaning that loading, and click on here and just apply the opposite statement, meaning that it's not loading, because I want this to be actually that kind of condition. And this one, I want this to be visible, paste it, when it is recording and not loading still, right? Because when it's loading, I want to show this text. I don't want to show any of the buttons. So I'm going to do loading. So when it's loading, this text will be seen. Okay? Understandable, that part, actually. This is just a visibility statements. Okay, now what we're going to do is we need to connect the actual actions behind these buttons. So the first button is, first of all, in this case, we're going to be needing to enable something that is basically permission, because the app needs a microphone permission. We need to enable that. So you can click on the settings, you can go to permissions and find the microphone and just say microphone enable. Okay. Missing for microphone. Okay, fine. And then we're gonna go to here and say, go to action. Click first here, we're gonna request permission. Okay, request the permission for the microphone. Because first of all, we need to request from the user. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to change the statement, the state for the page for the recording. Recording value now is gonna be true, because after we hit this, we basically started recording. Okay, and the real recording functionality is here. One more, we just chain them, and then we just say record, start recording. This is so easy on this actually no code. We just say start recording, that's it. And this one is basically answer recording. Okay, we will be needing this when we stop it. So now when they hit this, it's gonna do that part. And this container now, this container will be shown because we changed it from not recording to recording. So we need to come here after, and then I wanna, like, this is an animation. I want this to be like a real recording feeling. So I just want to come here and say scale, and scale, I already know what I want to do. 3, I think. Oh, not this one. Maybe this one. 3. Initial is 3. We can check it as well. Let's see. Maybe this part. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. So that's this button is gonna show like that. Okay. So that's not the biggest important part actually. The important part is when we hit this button, what we want is we want to do a whole bunch of actions. And the first action is we want to change this statement recording. Yes, recording to be false because it stopped. And the second one we can add is a loading to be true, because I want to, after we hit this stop, we have a whole bunch of action coming up. That's why I want to start the loading part, because it's going to take some time. So after we do this, we're going to start the actual functionalities. First of all, I want to stop that recording. I want to stop it, that specific one. Okay, so it is stopped. So here, audio, basically recorded audio. Doesn't matter. So once we have this audio recorded, we need to send this and save it in our cloud so that we can use this data. We can use this audio, send it to another AI so that it can take from this voice to the text. There is something called File AI, or OpenAI also have it. This thing is called STT, speech to text. This is the type of AI model, okay? And I already have a File AI set up. That's why I will be just using that. So once we have this, I want to take this recorded audio and push it to my storage so that I can later use it for, transcribing. So what I am going to do is continue this, and I'll type here file upload, and then hit this. And what type? I'm going to do Firebase because I have it connected. File type, I want to choose just uploaded file, because we already know that we have an uploaded one. So I'm just going to choose that recorded file, and I'll just enable this snack bar, which basically show us the status, what is happening. And that's it. Basically, this is gonna upload this audio, and then after we do this, we have one very important part, and that part is we need to transcribe this audio to the text, because the AI is gonna need the text, so that based on the text it can do action, because we have a service that's basically taking the text. So for that, I'm gonna take you to my account on the build ship, and on my build ship backend system I have one service, ready service, called speech to text. I am here. I basically did the same thing that I showed earlier. The only difference is I use something called File AI. This is like another, like an open AI kind of company that basically says, hey, give me your audio, I'm gonna give you the text. That's it. Okay. I find this one is much faster and easier, so that's why I'm using it. But you can use anything you want actually. So what we're gonna do is I am going to just click on this, copy the endpoint because I need to register to my project so I can use it. And before I do that, I'm just gonna check what do I need to pass to here. So I'm gonna check the request and it says audio. Okay, so I just need to pass the audio path, and that's all I need to do. And then it's gonna pass it to here, and then this will do the job, and then it will transcribe it, and then it will send me back the result. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to here and hit here, add a new API call. I'll say get text from audio and paste this endpoint which I just copied, and then this is gonna be a post. Go to here, I'll say JSON, and then again here I am gonna have to pass my audio because that's what it requires. Okay, audio, and the type is gonna be audio path, and that's basically just a text. Okay, and check format. Looks like everything is fine, and then we just say save it. Okay, great. Now that we have this text to audio service as well, I want to register my feedback service as well because we're almost there. We're gonna be needing this feedback as well. So I'm gonna copy this one as well, and this feedback service actually requires more stuff. So it requires answer, JD, resume, and question. So 4 pieces of information that I need to register for the feedback one. So I'm gonna register that one as well here. I'll say get feedback, and this is also post, and this is the endpoint. Go to body again and JSON, and like I said, I'm gonna need what, JD, and then colon, and then comma separated, question, colon and comma separated. What else? Answer. The reason, guys, I really hope that you're getting. The reason I am putting all this is because this is a feedback one. Feedback needs more information. So, and we need a resume as well. Okay, so I'm not gonna be writing any of this here. I will be taking it from variable here. That's why I'm gonna say here, give me the JD and give me the resume. Give me what? Question. See, this is where I'm gonna be needing that question that is stored. And give me the answer. So all of these 4, I will be just mapping them. Take this JD, you take this resume, you take this question, you take this answer. Cool. At this call. Nice. We have it all ready, and we are gonna go and test it right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue this action list. At this point, I have the audio ready to be used. So only thing I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna call that service, API service, which is get text from audio, and it's gonna require audio. Since I already have audio, I can just go to widget state and audio file URL. Okay, so I just pass it, and hopefully this is gonna, get the text of it, and then it's gonna give me at this here, like this. If it's true, then it goes here. If it's false, it goes here. So I'm gonna need to put here. So if it is true, what do I want? Okay, if it is true, that means it already got my answer as a text. So I need to call one more service because I need to now get the feedback. So I'm gonna do feedback this time. So it's gonna ask me four things. First one is JD, job description. Since I have it in the parameters, I can just choose it. And then resume. I also have this in my parameters. And the next one is question. I have it stored in my page, current question. And answer is this is where I need from here, from this service, as from service result. So I'm going to first of all change this one, like answered. It can be the same, but this is how you can get it. Okay, the result. So I'm going to hit on here, and I say, hey, get me this. This time not a row. Actually, I'm gonna get it as a JSON because I already know the structure of it. It's gonna come in some path, specifically in the response. It's gonna come like huge response and some other information as well, but the specific the transcription will be inside this text. So I'm gonna be just saving it. So I pass this information, and if everything goes well, hopefully, in this at this point we have the analysis ready from OpenAI. So what do we want after that is done? Well, we want, this is a feedback, by the way. We want that feedback to be added to our messages because that's where it basically shows. If we add it to our messages, it's gonna show up. So let's get the raw data, and that's it, hopefully. And then in the end, of course, we're just gonna say loading is done, because this is what I meant. It's gonna take some time, and that was a loading. So I'm gonna go here. Yeah, loading is done. And we have one permission is missing for the microphone. Go here. It's fine. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna just go ahead and run it, guys. I'm excited. If this is gonna work, then this is crazy. So I just hit this, and we just wait for it. We wait for the app to be reloaded. Okay. Audio recorder is not the type, blah blah. Again, like this is really weird stuff is happening. The same thing is basically what we saw a little earlier. So this issue could be because of my simulator as well, because I have multiple apps installed, and that's why maybe it is not doing it. So so I'm gonna try the same thing again. I just close it and repackage it and send it. If this is gonna go and work, then I mean we are done with this application. We are done with this app. I think this is already like 2 hours or so. So yeah, this is pretty much what everything is about, guys. Let's see how this one opens. And what else I wanted to show? Okay, while this is loading, I want to quickly give another like summary, right? Review what we have done. So we have done here the front end side, and when it comes to the recording part, Flutterflow allows me to record a voice. It's very simple. And then it allows me to send it, store it in my cloud, which is Firebase. And then there is one AI service called Fall AI. You can, like I said, you can. There are so many others as well, but I'm specifically using the Fall AI. That service basically helps us to get the text from our audio, and then once we get that audio to be text in the text format, we take the text and then sending to another service which is analyzing the whole thing. Now the feedback service is getting all the job description, our resume, everything, right? And then here it's working, looks like it's working. So let's test it. I am excited. So we're gonna go and get our job description here, right? Job description, we pass it here. That is a Netflix job description actually. And then this one is my resume. And paste this here and start preparation. Okay. Can you describe your experience with automation test streaming media applications? Okay, so this is the question. And it's asking the microphone access. I say allow. Yes, I have experience in automating tests. I don't have experience in streaming media, but I have experience in other similar applications in finance and some other. But I have a really good Java, so I'm a really good candidate. Okay, so I stop it, and it's successfully uploaded, and it's analyzing right now, and bam, you got it. Okay, this is crazy, guys. And then it says your response indicates that you have experience in automation, blah blah. Specifically, you mentioned that having experienced similar applications and important skills, alignment, problem solving, collaboration. Netflix values deep problem solving skills and collaborations. You could enhance your answer by discussing how you approach a problem, so blah blah. So basically, crazy thing, right? Crazy moments we're living now. You might think again, oh, okay, so this is like a chat GPT stuff. No, guys, as you can see now live, this is not just a chat GPT. This is whole different level, because you have now a power to change anything you want within your application. And again, this AI have and other services like a crawler, scraping, and some others. So you could actually build this application to make it more like a really good job hunting related application, like I mentioned in the beginning. And here it's saying, oh, you could say this one in this way, like, while I don't have any direct blah blah blah, and then in the end it's saying overall answer could be rated like 50 out of 100. It's rating. So this application is like really useful for someone who's in the market. um Again, but we're not talking about the market right now. We're talking about the new way of building apps. This is a fully functional app right now. I can just go back and I can just log out and come to here, sign up, and say, again, James is here. James, we sign up. Tester 123, tester 123, and click create. And then here, James can also use this application, right? So this is what I am talking about. I don't want to go, well, make it longer of this whole video because it's already long. But as you can see, this is fully doable. And maybe for those who are watching for the first time, the things were a little bit complicated. Maybe, oh my God, like I need to think about this, how I'm gonna put this. But only thing that requires from your side is really to spend time on this and just really see how things are connected. And in the end, this is not so like crazy stuff. Did I write any line of code? No, I didn't. Did I do something way too crazy? No, I didn't. It's just a regular, I don't know it. At least that's what my opinion is, like regular approach, regular things that we normally do. And this could be anything else too. This could be some shopping related, this could be some truck related, this could be some taxi related, this could be some whatever related, whatever you are good at. That's what I am trying to explain you, everybody. All right. So again, thank you for those who are who sat here in all of this video. I think, I don't know, it's really long one, but I think it's worth it, and I really hope that it helped you to see what this whole thing is all about, the no code approach is all about. And this is what I was talking about. And if you're interested, again, you can always reach out to me or go to Essential AI and sign up for my no code classes. And this kind of stuff is what I will be teaching. In 2 months of time only, you can basically learn everything, but you will definitely need to spend some time on practicing yourself and touching this, touching that, digging into it, and then I'm pretty sure that you can do it. And the most important, most interesting thing is the AI is just new. The more AI technology grows, these things get even more better and more crazier. That's the beauty of it. And that's, we're just new right now in the beginning. So, okay, then thank you everyone for watching. Um, See you guys around and hope that this helped you a lot. Okay, so I just stopped sharing my video, and I'll see you guys around in the next videos. In the next essential classes, I'll do something very similar, interesting things.